So we're gonna combine all these and make a B-roll.
The B-roll.
The B-roll.
Oh yeah, I just had sushi for lunch today, actually, which is really weird.
I actually do have a couple friends who always get sushi, and I don't know what the big deal is. I always wanted to try it, but I just never have.
Once you've had really good sushi, like, you don't go back.
I think it's kind of the college kids' caviar, you know. People kind of like it because it's ethnic and it's exotic. But they're just eating raw fish. It's not appetizing.
Well, I mean, Japan being an island country, right, you're going to have fresh seafood sort of all over the place. And sort of the basic of Japanese cuisine, really no matter what kind of cuisine it is, sushi or anything else, is that you want it as raw as possible. You want it to look on your plate as close to what it looked like coming out of nature as possible. So there's very little that's done in terms of kind of changing the presentation of things. So it's kind of natural to have raw fish there. There's sort of three basic style, or four maybe basic styles of sushi. The one that you'll see most in the States, that's most popular in the States because it tends to be more pricey and I think makes better money for sushi restaurants, is called nigiri sushi, or nigiri sushi, and it's basically you take the hot rice and you sort of mold it into a sort of palm-shaped thing, and then you place the fish over the top of it. With some wasabi in the middle or something like that. You also have maki sushi. Maki means to roll, and that's the one you see with the seaweed or the nori on the outside, kind of rolled in those bamboo, I don't know what you call them, rollers of some sort, with the nori or the seaweed on the outside and then the rice and then the fish on the very inside, and you kind of cut it into these little sort of medallion-shaped pieces. That's what you'll see most commonly in Japan, particularly at railway stations and other kinds of mass transit areas where people are trying to eat very quickly and they don't want to sort of take the time to, you know, eat the whole nigiri sushi thing.
I don't know, I guess it could be like pizza, you know, from Italy, and everybody eats pizza, so.
I just find it's a way to trick people into eating raw food.
Dude, would you put like something dead and raw in your mouth if you didn't really like it?
Yeah, I think a trend is definitely a trend following with it. I think a lot of people just eat sushi because it's like cool or the in thing to do or something like that. I think there's definitely like this hip thing about it.
I don't know, it seems pretty trendy, you know, like you see it in magazines and whiskey commercials and things like that. And before I lived in State College, I lived in Boulder, Colorado. And you know that if you're in the middle of a desert, in the middle of a continent, in the middle of summer, and people are waiting in line for 45 minutes to eat sushi that was flown in from the coast, I mean, something trendy is happening, you know?
I'd encourage more people to try making their own sushi because it's a lot of fun and it's not as much work as you think it would be. Because you always have like the sushi chef like kind of like behind, you know, like the glass, and he looks like he's doing like crazy stuff, but it's actually really easy.
The B-roll, a sushi roll comprised of lobster, crab, and shrimp, wrapped in seaweed, rice, and sesame seeds. Bring 2 cups of Asian-style rice to a boil. Let simmer for 15 minutes. Pour a cup and a third of sushi vinegar over cooling rice. After the rice has cooled, pat the mixture onto the bamboo roll in an even layer. Place a sheet of nori over the rice. Line up the seafood along the side of the nori closest to you. Begin to roll the seafood over itself. Continue rolling using the bamboo as leverage. Plastic wrap optional. Dip a non-serrated knife into salt water. Cut the roll to a preferred size. Sample and enjoy.
So everybody says?
Tastes like it's supposed to.
The hardest part's really the rice, getting the rice right. I mean, other than getting good quality ingredients for the fish and for the seaweed, it's really all on the rice. And each kind of restaurant or whatever has got its own little rice recipe, and they're very sort of proprietary around it. Essentially, it just involves getting this enormous vat rice cooker and, you know, rice, good fresh water, clean water, And then it's just a little bit of vinegar and sugar, and the ratio of vinegar to sugar is apparently very important. Everyone's got their own kind of little thing there.
Well, sushi's good. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, if you don't like it, no offense, would be a bad taste. But I'm just saying, olives could be like really in next year, and I still wouldn't eat them. I hate olives.
I'm sure there's some that enjoy it and really want raw fish in their mouth, but I don't doubt that there's people out there that just order it because it's the cool thing to do.
Some people don't order it at all because they don't want to try new things, but I don't know. I wouldn't say I've had experience with people who think it's a trendy thing.
It definitely, it seems like it's kind of made its way into, I mean, State College has got, what, 2 sushi restaurants? You know, you go to Atlanta or San Francisco, or even places that are not on the coast. Houston, you know, it doesn't have a huge Asian population. Tons of sushi restaurants. So I think it's here for a while.
I've actually never tried it before. My first time.
Yeah.
The first time I had sushi, it was definitely one of those kind of like hold your noses and just kind of swallow the stuff down. But once I got used to it, I really liked it. So maybe if the cool factor helps people get through the first 2 or 3 times, and then they really develop a taste for it, works for me.
Is it all the same?
Yeah, it's all crab meat. Just go ahead. So I got some rice in there, some nori, which is the wrap, which is like seaweed, and there's some avocado.
Okay, well you're starting to scare me with some unfamiliar terms, so I'm just going to take a bite and see what happens.
Just try it out, man.
How have I ever lived without this delicious thing?
So you like it?
It's really good.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it,
So you
yeah.
think you're going to get it from now on?
Yeah, definitely. I'll start having some of it once in a while.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
I'd try. I'm open to new things, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the whole raw food thing, so.
Other than that, you're just taking rice and seaweed and fish and sticking it together with however much wasabi you can stand.
Eat more chicken.
What the hell? I'll have another one.
Just try it.